vibes.
I've
It's a lot
got,
less pretentious.
I got a lot of family over by Port Orange.
Oh, okay. It's not too far.
Ah, there he is. He's back.
He's back, live and direct and at your neck.
Oh, Steven, you almost got it right, man. You almost got it right, man. Yeah. That's what
Live
I'm
and
talking
direct
about.
and coming right at your neck.
Yes,
And I'm
sir.
coming at your neck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
With another video, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Steven is the man,
You hit the
bro.
nail on the head.
Steven is the man, bro. I swear.
Hell yeah.
Back in effect, live and direct, and coming at your neck with yet another video, baby. You have to have a tagline if you do YouTube. It's impossible.
It's a must. Man.
I had to. I remember people would say, "Why you keep saying every YouTuber says your boy?" And I thought about it, said, "You're right, they do." So I had to stop saying that. It's your boy. I hate that, man. It's your boy. I guess we should do some more music, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I got Gary Clark Jr., who's an amazing artist. Who's an amazing
Oh, I
guitarist
love
as
him.
well. A student of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yep. As well as all the other blues greats.
Right. And this song is called You Save Me. So we're going to check it out. Let's get into it.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side, fellas. Steven, I'm just going to mute you real quick while the song plays, okay?
That's cool.
Let's go.
Let's go. What's up, Killer B? That's saturation on that guitar. Like that little lick from the rhythm too. I mean that little riff.
People say I took a little too long. Oh, I did, yeah.
Definitely reminds me of Prince.
Oh, baby. Oh, till you came along and you saved me. You saved me. With that good love, you came along and you saved me. You saved me. Ooh, with that good love. It's taking me a little while to come back.
Oh, this falsetto definitely reminds me of Prince. I love this arrangement on this. Nice harmonies as well.
that good love. You came along and you saved me. You saved me. Ooh, that good love. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You came along and you saved me. You saved me. Ooh, that good love. Oh, you came along and you saved me. You saved me. Ooh, that good love.
Oh, I love that wow on that too, man. Gary Clark is a bad man. Man. Love the saturation on that. Absolutely beautiful song. Beautiful song. Beautiful composition. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Man. Gary Clark Jr. it's just suffice to say the man is a bad man. He is a bad man. The elements in this composition had everything I like. It was very all right. Anyway, but yeah, like I was saying though, I love the composition on this, man. It's great. Hey Sherry, happy New Year. Oh man. So, how is it possible for me to be kicked out of my own stream? That's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, I've actually loved Gary Clark Jr. And apparently this guy does too, because he always requests them. But it's always good songs. Still, my favorite would have to be Purple Cadillac. I mean Pearl Cadillac. Excuse me. That is still my favorite Gary Clark Jr. song for sure. Yeah, Brew, I got you, dude. Here is a link to the StreamYard where you guys can come over and we are having some good conversations over there about the music we're listening to, and just overall we've had a fun night tonight. So if anybody else wants to come join, you don't have to be on camera, but just make sure you have audio so I can actually hear you. But I'm gonna pin that up there so people know. I'm like, dude, this shit happens one more time. What the hell, man? Can my stream just calm down for the rest of this while I finish this up? Jesus. Hey, Tommy, appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well, my friend. God bless. All right. White chocolate. Add you back. Was that good or was that good? Was that good or was that damn good? Come on now.
That was damn good.
Damn good. Gary Clark
I love
Jr.
that.
Dude, Gary Clark Jr. is an absolutely amazing
Gary
artist,
Clark
man.
switched it up on me. That was a different flavor.
You don't
Can
remember?
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. All
right.
Did you not hear? You may not remember, but when we did Pearl Cadillac by Gary Clark, it sounded something similar to this. It's very Prince inspired. I mean, it's dude.
Yeah. No, I remember that song, but what I was gonna say was this song started off. That guitar was so thick.
Yeah, the
Oh my God, that
saturation, that
guitar was-
distortion on that, dude.
It was so heavy. But then also, what I loved about this song was it was such a like the drums and the bass was such a driving song, but it was so chill at the same time.
Right. So
was
it
so
exists in
chill.
that polarity of being very
Yeah.
intense, but at the same time very serene and very just tranquil and smooth and relaxing.
Absolutely. Yes.
And his vocals, I gotta give it to you. I've made a criticism of him in the past when he does songs where the song is very hard. I said he doesn't have the strong vocals that I think works with blues music. But when it's songs like this, it works. The falsetto, that
Yeah.
smooth,
Yeah.
voice modulate. I think his voice definitely works with this kind of music that right here.
Yeah. He definitely found the pocket in this song for
Yes,
sure.
for sure. Hope Chief can come back. I don't know if he knows that the stream got messed up.
I don't know what happened, but yeah, second time.
Well,
tonight.
what happened was I don't know. It's like my internet will go in and out, and then it'll mess everything up, man. And
Wow.
I don't know. Technical
Yeah,
difficulties
man.
is synonymous with the channel at this point.
Is what it is, man. Is what it is.
We just roll with it.
Yeah, we just roll with the punches.
Chocolate, you're whistling again. What's going on? You whistling?
Nah, that's
Oh
a dog.
yeah, you hearing that?
That's a dog, ain't it?
Is that what it is?
Is that the dog or is that you?
Might have been me. I don't know.
We love you, Chocolate.
I'm a fucking mouth breather.
Dude, you are the number one
Dude.
moderator.
Dude.
Swear to God, you are.
Every time I could be I could be on a different tab and I'll hear I know that's chocolate, ain't it?
hey, we're gonna start calling you Vader after a while.
I'll literally be sitting here and I'll just hear I said that's chocolate. Sitting over there sound like
Don't mind me.
He's
I'm just
predator
having
in
a
the bush.
private moment over here.
He's in the bush over here like this. Next thing we go here is
I know it's bad. I'm sorry. I have to actually consciously think about it to not let it happen.
You have to sleep.
I
You got like
breathe through
sleep
my
apnea.
mouth.
You got to sleep in one of those sleeping masks.
No,
or something.
I have. Truth be heard, I have large adenoids, and I never had my tonsils removed, so I breathe through my mouth
okay.
more than my nose.
I
I
got
don't know what an adenoid is, but that sounds terrible. I'm sorry.
They're in the back. They're somewhere back there.
you. Back in the tonsils where, yeah,
But it's not the
tonsillitis.
dangly. It's not the dangly thing, though, right? It's
No,
not
no,
that,
that's
right?
the uvula.
Okay.
But if I'm conscious of it, then I can curtail it. You know what I mean?
Right, dude. Everybody's got their problems, man. Like my foot right now, dude. My foot is killing me right now, dude. It's like every time I wear shoes and socks so much. I need to stop doing it all the time, but I have these. It's like I got blisters on my feet, and it'll be pretty painful.
Are they
Dude,
from
I'm-
the shoes you wear?
I don't think my shoes aren't too small. I don't know. I think it's just because I wear them so much that my feet don't have a chance to breathe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm feeling J-Raw, man. My left foot, dude, it's kind of fucked up right now. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, that's exactly. It's almost like having a bed sore on your foot.
Well, mine's on the top of the foot. Like the top of the foot hurts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, I
oh,
go to
where you
step. I'm
plant?
like,
I'm not
Why
even.
the
I'm not
fuck
even
did that
old
happen?
yet. I shouldn't be having these problems right now.
yeah, me too. All the fucking hormones and the fucking food, I guess.
Wait, how old is everybody in here?
I'm 51.
51.
I'm 35.
Don't lie, man. You hesitated with that.
No, I swear to God, I'm 35.
He said I'm 35.
Hey, no, I'm 35, but I feel much older.
Hey, you sound like I thought you were 40. You sound like you smoke cigarettes and drink Budweiser or something.
Well, I am a beer salesman, and I do work for Anheuser-Busch, so there you go.
There you go. How do y'all drink beer, man? That shit tastes like spit and piss to me.
Hey, well, it's an acquired taste. You haven't acquired it yet.
Now I don't drink. Now here's the thing. I don't drink and I don't smoke it. But here's the thing: is like even when I used to do that stuff, I could never drink beer, man.
Well, whenever Anheuser-Busch pays for your mortgage payment, you drink beer.
You gonna drink? Yeah, you gonna drink beer definitely for sure.
That's right.
Here's the thing: your friends make you feel like you emasculate you for not drinking beer. Like, oh, you don't drink beer, you pussy. Like, look,
nah,
I just don't like the taste, man. Like you said, it's an acquired taste.
Hey, you drink beer, you don't drink beer, I don't care.
Right.
That's on you, man. You
Exactly.
do what you do, baby.
If you smoke crack, that's on you, man.
That's right.
I'm an existentialist, brother. Do what thou will.
That's right. We can still be friends, though.
Yeah, we can still. Nah, not if you smoke crack, but I don't want you stealing my shit. But
well, hey, have you heard that joke where like you got somebody that is alcoholic or whatever, they get drunk, they'll help you look for your wallet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you get somebody that's a crackhead, they'll help you look for your wallet after they've stolen it.
After they sold it. After they stole it.
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, that's the truth, man. What's up, Hot? This dude's name is Hot Italian. That's hilarious. Happy New Year to you too, brother. Y'all guys got some hilarious pseudonyms for these YouTube names. I've seen some funny stuff. Hot Italian, that's funny.
Did Richard come back?
Oh no, Richard didn't come back.
Because that one Karan came in there and seemed like he had Tourette's.
Yeah, he was
like, is that Richard?
Yeah, he was kind of spamming the chat, wasn't he? At first, I thought it was a bot. I was like, I think he just got.
I said Karan Burner Young, he stopped.
You said his name, and you said his name is like a demon. You said his name, and he just ceased to exist. I was like, whoa. He called him out.
Stopped right. It just stopped.
What's up, Anthony? Happy New Year, brother. Yeah, he just stopped. I mean, once again, everybody on the main stream and on the main stream, if you want to come over to the StreamYard link and converse with us, there's a link right there. I pinned it. You can come talk to us. We all chilling over here. But we gonna go to this next song though, y'all. This is High and Mighty, Future Most Def, Mad Skills, some hip hop. So we gonna get into this, man. I'll catch y'all fellas on the flip side. All right.
All right.
Holla.
Holla. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, is this 6/8?
What it look like? Mad skills. Mr. Eon.
Or is it still 4/4?
Mighty Most.
No, I think it's still 4/4.
Coast to coast. 88 to 99. What?
Love that little vocal scratch too.
It's on fire tonight. Everything on my side is looking alright. It's the high power original B-boy, traditional raw bass material.
Man, I love Mos Def.
True brand imperial. You're hearing on your stereo. Transcribed alive with Mos Def. Initial sit back and listen. You ain't in no position to deal with my conditional. Mentally and physical strength is indivisible. Crews becoming pitiful. Space bass sounding typical. Downfall eventual. I'm not feeling you. Don't know what your label telling you or what magic beans they selling you. I can't flow, you can't though. Example of a cat who just a modern day sample. We bitching out to A&R demand so you could collect your little petty cash advance. Ho, you knock me and sloppy, but not me. I'm INDEPENDENT. It was a jam, we was into and the party was shaking and the bubbles was popping and the breakers was breaking and the boom belong to everybody know that we boys rock the block.
You warm to injure, I'm hot to death, I'm foul, plus I'm winning. You think I shot the ref. Rock a vest if you out of tone speaking. Cause I'm right there like nightmares. I catch MCs while they sleeping. I'm back. These rap cats is wild. Got him in the studio popping values. Remastering their album. I'm about to re-up and restructure the case. You stuck. You about to get rearranged and replaced. I got plans for this rap game. Put your head in the toilet and look, son. If you think my shit done changed, my shit is out of your range. Rip you out of your frame. Cop your tape and the next day, cop an exchange. If you ain't rockin' raw, what you rockin' for? Without heat, y'all MCs ain't hot no more. So for you lame cats trying to put your hit out, try rockin' back and forth. It might be easy to get your shit out.
It was a jam at the center and the party was shaking and the poppers was popping and the breakers was breaking and it won't be known to everybody know that
Like the scores.
I'm Jedi Master, Mace Windu. What you been through? Keep MC's head wrapped like Erica Badu. Hip hop's Cleon Jones when Eon Jones whackers MCs. We pee on those. No need to impede the high and mighty mystique. That shit would be as ignorant as Jimmy the Greek. Claiming they Godzilla when they really got Zuki. Got a milk from Charlie Brown when I kidnapped Snoopy. Eon, stellar performance in any ordinance. Raw menace, the verse of verbal nuisance in accordance with all the laws from the cordless. Starver coming through, leaving any pin portless. Stereo stomping. Defeated me is like Latrell choking up John Thompson. Charles Bronson had a death wish for this next to left shit. Leaving all these hot air MCs breathless.
It was a jam at the center and the party was shaking and the poppers was popping and the breakers was breaking and it won't be known to everybody know that the B-boys rock the document. It said B-boys rock the document.
I love this little guitar sample. It sounds so whimsical, man. Like, for real. Like that bass, too. Man, that was a pretty nice track, man. Shout out to White Talker for the submission. That was a pretty nice track. Most Def is actually one of my favorite rappers of all time. I mean, the guy is just a lyrical master, a lyrical virtuoso. Because, dude, love his rhyme scheme. Love the beat on this too, man. And the guy, the last guy, Mr.
Produced
Yon.
by Mighty My out of Philly with Mr. Eon from High and Mighty and the Smut Peddlers got together on that sound bombing joint.
Yeah, I find it intriguing that you are introducing me to hip hop that I don't know about. I kind of don't like that, but at the same time, I love it.
Yeah, just from coming up in Philly in the time period that I was coming up in the golden era, that was the foundation of everything I was introduced to. I mean, I have a very diverse musical palette, as you know, so
yeah.
But for hip hop, I take it back to probably the second level. Like the first track was just a pop song when I was in third grade, Rapper's Delight, that shit you were making fun of, but after that, it was like getting introduced to all the greats, Run DMC, LL Cool J, on through to, when it really jumped off with Eric B. and Rakim and EPMD, Big Daddy Kane, Gangstar came in, KRS-One.
See, for me, that
just on through.
The older, more antiquated hip hop, I mean, the '80s hip hop was always very difficult for me to really get into.
Right.
Just because it's not that style that I loved. I mean, I grew up listening to Nas, and I mean that's what I love. The '90s hip hop. Yeah, Wu-Tang, the gritty, the hardcore, the very real. I mean, that's what I love, man.
Yeah, the Biggie Tupac era.
The Biggie
Tupac
when
you got
era.
Started.
Yeah. And even though I wasn't born until way after that was already over. I mean, I was born 2 years after Biggie died, so I mean, I was literally born 2 years after the end of that whole era. But and then you grew up in the 2000s where hip hop really changed, and it wasn't as you still had the lyrical guys, but it was mostly starting to become more commercialized and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, now it's not even discernible from what it once was because you got the auto tone, the mumble rappers.
Man.
I mean, you still got some good MCs on the underground, but
ones,
it's all on the internet now. Radio is basically
obsolete.
Dead now.
It's obsolete.
Yeah, so it's a different type of. It's a different.
Every
type
time
of
I turn
way
on the
that
radio,
they
I turn the
introduce
shit
music
back
to the
off
public.
immediately. Like every time I turn on the radio, I turn it back off immediately. And instantaneously I turn off because the only thing I hear is I ain't fucking with you, nobody now. I said,
Yeah,
let
like
me
they
turn this shit
introduced
off.
trap and into hip hop. They embedded it with trap music.
And see, it's not all of it to me is not necessarily, just atrocious, but a lot of it is.
Right.
Enough of it is to turn the radio off,
Yes, because when you can't, like you said, when it's not even discernible and I can't even really comprehend what it is that you're trying to say, it loses its allure at that point.
Right.
Some stuff got a good beat where I can drive. I'm driving, just kind of driving and cruising. It's got a good enough beat to where you can turn it on. If you got some subwoofers, let the bass play. But other than that, nah.
But the thing about it was like the time that I came up in.
Somebody taking a shower.
Was like
over
there was every kind of song you can imagine.
Not me.
You know what I mean? Every type of hip hop you can imagine.
Oh, White
storytelling, conscious rap, battle raps, all kinds of. They had everything when I was coming up.
But and that's the issue.
Every type of song.
The issue is that hip hop is not a monolith. There's gonna be, just like every other genre, there's gonna be subset of different genres as well. So trap is one of those. We just don't like it.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Because hip
I'm
hop
glad it
encapsulates
exists.
all different types of musical forms.
Right. So I'm glad it exists as another form for people to be introduced to. Subgenre, but I just myself, I don't like all of it.
They just haven't made it to where it's dope though when they embedded it with trap. It's just not coming off right.
And
which,
everything
by the way,
is talking about same thing.
I heard what you were talking about with the 4/6, where you thought it was 4/6 starting out. And it was because that second snare beat was coming in a little later.
Yeah,
like you heard the first snare beat where it was on, and then
it would do boom, boom, boom. So that's why I said. Then I started counting. I said, "No, that's still 4/4. It's just that it's the second one is coming later." I thought, yeah.
I get caught up in that too, man, because I'm not a drummer, man. I'm a guitarist, but
yeah, I try. Then you have guys that do 5/4 and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, brother.
Yeah, dude.
That's a syncopated beat, right? 5/4.
Yeah.
And
that's like a jazz beat.
Well, my brother's a drummer, and he can do all those polyrhythms and all the he can tell you about. Dude, he can tell you about all that shit, and I'm like, I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Like, just play a 4/4 and let me play guitar,
And I started trying to figure out. I said, man, so I'm trying to. It sounds like this guy has 8 limbs. Especially when you hear polyrhythms, because it's so much, that it involves and pertaining to that. So I'm like, man, how does this guy play all this? And I've heard the different exercises you have to do to have that. What's it called? A limb individual. What's it called? Independent limb.
Interdependent. Yeah.
So it's like you rub your stomach while tapping your head.
Right.
To have your limbs to be able to it's, man, being a musician.
And then
you control both sides of your brain.
And then on top of that, you have all the drums laid out in front of you, and you're not even including all the cymbals and the bass drum that you have to kick. And it's like, dude, I don't even know where to start.
I remember seeing Neil Peart, how do you pronounce his last name? Peart.
Neil Peart.
Yeah, people have told me different pronunciation. Look, from Rush.
Yeah.
But I've seen his drum set up, and I'm saying this guy's got gongs, chimes, everything, every percussion known.
He was playing xylophone.
Every percussion known to man, he had it on the stage, and he played all of them more than likely.
Damn, that reminds me of when you did Tom Sawyer. That was one of the first ones I saw you do. That was a really good reaction.
Yeah, people fucking grill me for not knowing who Tom Sawyer was, and I knew who Tom Sawyer was, but when I was reacting, it just wasn't. I couldn't recollect it because I was trying to focus on the music, and I remember I was like, "Oh my god, people are going to grill me."
Oh, they said you got to go read up, huh?
Yeah, they told me. Well. People was like, "Have you ever read a book?" It's like, of course,
right.
I've read
They're
a
like
book.
These kids. They haven't read shit.
Right. And then I said, yeah, my favorite book is The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Yes, I've read a book before. Fucking imbecile.
You gotta,
They need to chill.
Don't worry about those guys.
But that's when I had to learn. I said, wait a minute, guy. You're on YouTube. You're on a place where it's a public forum. It's gonna be open to criticism. You're gonna receive that. You just gotta roll with it, man.
Right.
But sometimes I would just read stuff. Idiocy is one of the things that just agitates me to no end. Because I'm saying, come on now. Like when people comment and say, "Well, look at this guy's formulaic pattern. He listens to this and he says that." What do you want me to say something different every time?
And
They
you
said
just got to
that
be
to
you,
you?
man. You got to be you.
Yeah.
That's what you got to
They
do.
said you.
People,
I like your formula.
One woman commented the other day and said, "All you're doing is you're just saying the same adjectival things. You're just saying everything based. You just blah, 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 blah." I said, "Okay, but why are you still watching then?
Right.
You watched that long just to comment that? Come on, man. Do something else with your life. I wouldn't waste my time
Right.
watching someone who I don't really care for. That's illogical."
And then took the time to fucking comment.
And took
It's
the
like, come on,
time to
man.
comment that.
Like, seriously.
It's funny too because you have a very expansive vocabulary for her to be criticizing you.
Well, it wasn't the fact that I had an expansive, and I've received criticism about my vocabulary as well, because I suppose
Right.
people just presume I'm supposed to be an imbecile.
Like,
But people say,
or it
well,
turns people off somehow.
you use all these words and I don't like it because I was like, okay, man. But if you ask
Well, then go to another channel.
If you ask my friends, they will inform you that this is how I talk every day. This is not me,
Right.
putting on an act of being fictitious or masquerade. This is literally how I talk every day. So it's not even.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you see
doing
how you
anything
have
out
like
of the norm.
you have a selective crowd, and that's what speaks to what you're putting out. The energy you're putting out is one of having discretion, being discerning, and having, and that it's the selective type of crowd that'll gravitate towards you.
Yeah, and here's the thing:
Dude,
I'm not at all operating under the guise that I'm
You
this
don't
sort
come
of
off pretentious.
this
Either.
omniscient or pretentious or ostentatious. But it's the thing is that's just the way that I am. And plus, I detest things like that when people say, "Well, you just don't get it because it requires a level of intelligence." No, it sucks. It's nothing to understand. It's just terrible. That's all it is.
Well, misery loves company.
People today do that a
That's
lot,
right.
especially with indie rock. I'm gonna tell you something. The more times that I've heard someone say, "Well, if you don't understand it just because you don't get it," it's like, no, it's atrocious. That's what it is. I don't need to understand it. I understand everything I need to know about it.
Why would they need validation from you anyway if they
Right.
liked it?
I'm just a guy. I'm quite literally just an average bloke on YouTube. That's literally. Nobody cares.
I don't. If you didn't like something a couple times, you didn't like something I played, it's not gonna keep me from enjoying it.
Right. Here's the thing: I also tell these people, how are you operating this level of hubris where you believe that you can dictate how I experience music?
Right. Right.
What kind of hubristic statement and egoism is that? And music is meant to, it's personal, it's subjective.
It's subjective too.
Yeah, so
like
if it's
like
subjective,
everybody feels it differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
so that's why
just because I love Stevie Ray Vaughan doesn't mean that everybody in the world is going to love him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
I don't know who doesn't, but more
right.
power to you.
Right.
But the thing
Right,
is,
like I love Stevie Ray Vaughan, but I'll take Jimmy in a heartbeat. That's just my 2 cents.
right, and nobody's gonna say, "Well, hey man, well fuck you, you don't know real music." And the music elitism, that's the phrase that I detest more than anything. Oh, you just don't understand real music. Like every time somebody comments something, they always say, "Have you noticed that this song has no autotune?" As if everything created nowadays has autotune in it.
Right.
What
They
are you
criticize
listening
it
to?
for not having auto-tune?
No, they criticize it. They say that this is a real song. It doesn't have that auto tune like music does today. I said I could show you thousands of examples of music being created today that doesn't have auto tune. Why is that? Why is that a standard? Why do you keep saying that as if I listen to music with auto tune in it all the time?
Which by the way, what's his name? Who was the one that made famous auto tune?
Peter Frampton?
No.
What did he use? He used like the talking box.
It was the
Zap
talk
Roger?
box, but no, I'm talking about he's shoot.
Not Kanye.
He's a newer. I say newer.
Yeah, one of the
artist.
newer artists that came out.
Oh,
like,
T-Pain?
that was being produced by Timberlake.
T-Pain.
Yeah,
T-Pain can sing his ass off.
Yeah, but it's just a tool.
T-Pain doesn't have exactly. He doesn't have to use autotune, but he can sing his ass off. But he uses autotune because he likes the way that it sounds. And it's like,
so to me, I don't have an issue with autotune. It's just the mechanism that you're using. It's just how you're utilizing it. The utility of it is what I'm saying. Because I think Kanye West's album 808s and Heartbreak is one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. And it was predominantly autotune, but the way that it was utilized, I think was pretty creative and kind of shifted the paradigm of how people did rap music at that particular period of time. And people hate
Right.
Kanye. They despise him. So, which I don't. I think he's great, but
Have you heard his new album?
no, I don't listen to anything else he puts out.
Right.
I'll tell you why.
You're done with him?
Because
I haven't heard it. I don't know.
when he released My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in 2010, it was such a perfect album that I said, you know, whatever he does preceding this, I don't care what he does because this is a classic project. So Yeezus, everything else, preceding that is I don't care because that was, to me, that was his magnum opus. That was his tour de force. That was his best album to date. Never gonna do it better. Never gonna.
For
do it
me,
better.
it goes even way before that because I remember I liked him when he first came out, like around, it must have been in the late 90s or 2000. And then when he became like really commercially a celebrity, I just was I never really gravitated towards him after that.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, here's the thing. I try not to have perceptions about I just don't know them personally. I can only
Right.
go based upon what they show. And yeah, Kanye West is, you know, yeah, he's egotistical, he's megalomaniacal, but the guy's a fucking genius, man. I can't.
He is.
I
Yeah,
can't
he really
deny it.
is.
Music,
I ain't
As
mad
far as
at
music goes, yeah.
yeah. And
He
to be a
doesn't really
musical
rent any
genius, you
space in
have
my
to be
mind, does he?
somewhat of a freaking, you know, you got to be somewhat insane.
Yeah, you got to have a crazy side to you,
Right.
You know.
I mean, think of Frank Zappa.
yeah,
He's a genius.
He's a genius, but the guy was like walking LSD, and he probably never did drugs, but that's just his mind.
yeah.
So it's crazy. He said
he
somebody
came.
Bob said that Kanye is an artist, though. You can't deny him. Nope, you can't deny him that.
Nope.
Cortez said the dummies picked up auto-tune and overdid it. Yes, they definitely did. That was the issue. It was
Oh, yeah.
oversaturated. That's what made it.
Yes,
That's what made people dislike
absolutely.
it. Because every song you turn on the radio, it was auto-tune, 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 auto-tune.
Yeah.
It was too excessive.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah. Oh, yep.
yeah. Travis Scott. I think Travis Scott is just the absolute worst.
The kids love him, don't they?
Yeah, they love him the way that they die at his concerts. That's not right to say.
I'm sorry, I laughed.
That was messed up, though, what happened at that
I
show.
laughed at
And
that.
here,
That's
wait,
my
wait,
bad.
here, wait. Here's his apology, man. I'm sorry y'all died, man, but that's just how it goes.
Is that what he said?
That's
That's
not what
so
he,
many
that's-
words.
That's not what he said, but that's essentially the gist of what he said. Was like, well, this is. He said.
Might as well have.
He stated before that he wants blood at his concerts. He wants people to mosh and mangle each other. So,
Right.
yeah, I think. What kind of parent? What was it? I forgot the kid. It was a very young kid who got trampled on at that concert.
Yeah. Like
And I
a
was like-
10-year-old, right?
Yeah, and I was like, why did you take your kid? You know what happens at that concert. I feel horrible for that father, but man, why did you take your kid to that concert? Why?
Yeah, I think Travis got in over his head, too, didn't he? With that one.
Yeah, because he was probably hit with so many litigious lawsuits. I mean, it's absurd.
Right.
Dude, you better start making some more
Yeah,
albums
'cause, I
because you're
mean-
gonna need that money. You need that revenue.
It's,
Right.
The problems there certainly don't begin and end with him.
Because
It speaks to a
all the
much bigger
sponsors are
issue.
dropping. All
Man.
the sponsors are dropping.
Well, actually, what people don't
That's
understand as
messed
well,
up.
it's not only him. It's really the promoter that gets sued. from
Right.
that. Yeah. Which is unfair, but as a
Well,
promoter,
no,
why-
no. Well, actually, okay. So I worked for Anheuser-Busch, right? And he had his own like seltzer line, which was called Cacti.
Mm-hmm.
And Anheuser-Busch dropped him.
What's up,
They're not
Steve?
renewing. They're not renewing the contract at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Like
yeah.
we had to pick up all the beer, bring it back to the warehouse, send it back to Anheuser-Busch, like all that stuff. Not to mention he had a contract with McDonald's. He was the only one that had a Happy Meal named after him, like Michael Jordan. I mean,
Wow.
he lost a.
Why
he
would
lost
why
a
would why
bunch
did he
of
receive so many
sponsorship.
endorsements? Music wasn't even good.
I don't know, man. I have no clue. But
It just portrayed,
hey,
you know, I remember Immortal Technique said it the best in a song called Industrial Revolution. He said, you know, if you go platinum, it's got nothing to do with luck. It just means that a million people are stupid as fuck.
well, I mean, yeah.
That's
That's right.
a pretty much that's a summation of everything
Right.
that, like, dude, Travis Scott
Yeah,
is
'cause
dick,
they're-
man. He's dick.
They're
He's
like a
literally
label
dick.
creation. They
And
create that from
all
the
of these
label.
artists, modern artists are just, I was about to say that word, industry plants, corporate shields like 6ix9ine, all of these artists, and I'm like, and just people just eat this up, man. I'm like, why do you guys got no standard whatsoever? And I always find it intriguing that people have these perceptions and viewpoints about life, right? But when it pertains to music, all of that is permissible when it's in music form, but it's not permissible when it's in life. I'm saying, well, don't you think that has something to do with perpetuating the cycle of violence in our community? Don't you think when these kids are listening to these artists, they don't have father figures anyway, and the only people that
Ding,
they
ding,
listen
ding,
to,
ding, ding.
they're listening to a guy tell them it's okay to kill, rob, steal, rape, like, you don't think that
Right,
has
like that speaks to how like the culture of hip hop got completely hijacked at like a macro political social level, and it's a real deep conversation that we don't even have time for. But
Right.
I was thinking that earlier when I was talking about the old school and how things used to be, but it really became a voice for the people.
I mean, even like you said, even on that,
and
on that
got,
macro
and
level,
it got stomped out.
It's like, dude, it infiltrates every space and every same thing. But I always find it curious when people have this level of hypocrisy, is that you don't you don't agree with these things, and yet
artist.
Everything in your music that you listen to glorifies these things.
Right.
Exactly.
You can't have your, essentially what it boils down to is the aphorism: you can't have your cake and then eat it too.
Yep, it makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Right, but because that's
Little Nas. Don't even get me started on Little Nas X, man.
The big corporations are pushing it.
Don't get me started on the guy selling what was it, satanic sneakers, man. This man he's selling sneakers and they had a drop of blood. And why would you buy that, dog?
Is Little Nas in any way related to Nas? God forbid.
No.
Okay, thank God.
No.
I was gonna say that's not Nas' son. I'd be like, what?
No.
I'd be tripping if that was the case. Okay, good.
And here's the thing: I don't have any issue with Little Nas X over his orientation. I do not care about anybody's orientation. I have everything with that children watch him. That's my issue. And children shouldn't be watching him. I question the parents. And what are you doing?
Right. Well, and that's the problem, is that the parents don't care. Like, they expect, this is such a tough situation. But
no, it's not. Be parents. It's not a tough situation. Be parents.
Thank you.
Why is your 12-year-old daughter posting half naked on social media? Because you're not paying attention to her.
Right. Yes.
Be a parent.
Yes.
It's a simple concept. Be a parent. And here's the thing: don't have children if you can't take care of them. I'm sorry. I know mistakes happen. Mistakes happen, but who suffers the most? The children do. So.
Right, because they're being raised by the social media, not by
parents. That's what I was trying to get at, Chocolate, was that they're not being raised by the parents anymore. They're being raised by the TV. They're being raised by their tablets. They're being raised by
everything on television, everything on social media is a figment of imagination. It's a fabrication of
it's a virtual reality.
It's a virtual. Yeah. It's a phantasm. It doesn't exist. And when people base everything, all of their ideologies, all their idealism on that, well, that's not conducive to anything healthy or living a sustainable life.
Yeah,
people
they're never taught real world. They're
No.
never taught the children are never taught the real world. And
I think it starts at education systems as well.
Yes.
I mean, education
don't
systems
get me started on that.
Because okay, wait a minute. Why is my son being taught about different orientations, but he don't know how to balance a checkbook?
Right.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about any of that. Teach my son how to work in a wood shop. Teach him how to do basic things on a vehicle. Basic vehicle maintenance. How to change oil. How to change a tire. I mean,
exactly.
Home ec class. Teach your children how to cook. I know women my age who burn water. I mean, come on, man.
Right. Yes. Oh my God, you are preaching. Preach to all the ones in the back right now, please.
Steven said, "How do I get back on the stream chat?" Well, just click on the link or just add yourself. I think.
Yeah, you may have to send me a link because I don't know.
Hey, Steven, do this. Go back to the mainstream. Go back to the main stream that I'm on. I'm going to put a link in there, and then you click on that, and it should bring you back to this.
Yeah, it's crazy because what you're talking about is something that's like born out of virtue. that'll get at tug at people's heartstrings, something that legitimately has moral worth. They'll take it, bastardize it, defile it, and use it as a tool for division and
Yeah.
exploitation.
Yeah.
So that something like that has something to do with acceptance of all people and orientations, that really is not even of the issue here. What it becomes something different. It becomes like some type of a moral authority that then is a tool to divide people, emasculate the male into society. Like, it goes really deep.
Yeah, people believe
really
that
crazy.
it's moral absolutism, and it's not. You know, it's not. It
It's
doesn't.
both. Like, I can both accept the trans population, but also see
There's issues within it.
that there's issues with the agenda of pushing gender androgyny on the population. That's two different things.
Right.
But then I'll get accused of being transphobic, and that's the danger. And that's the divisive nature of this type of dichotomous dialogue that has no gray area. Then that's exactly sums up the social media to begin with. There's no room for critical thinking or anything.
Well, and on top of that, dude, there's no right or wrong anymore.
Right.
Like, nobody is like, everybody's just, oh well, it's okay.
Well,
it's like
there's a wrong is if you exist on the opposite spectrum of not agreeing with someone's sentiment, especially agreeing with the populist concept or populist ideologies. If you don't agree with those, you're automatically wrong.
That's the danger in it.
There's no.
Then you're the bad guy.
And
then
that
then you become
that in itself is dangerous, because what it doesn't allow us to do is have a civil discourse and be able to really discuss these issues and come to a common a common place, a common ground. So Lil Nas, Moonchild said Lil Nas X is teaching your sons how to look like a female.
Like, there's again, this is
he's
like
not incorrect.
It's crazy the way that the social programming, how deep it goes. They teach courses about it at Stanford University. Yeah. It's like a whole thing. Like, if you look at the history of the CIA and how they've operated, how they use the mass media,
courses about
like they've been seeking
to
destroy. They've been seeking to destroy the role of the male, and they started in the lower socioeconomic communities, primarily happen to be the black communities in America, going back to the 50s, and it's documented. They've been doing it.
I was actually reading a book called the Destruction of Black Civilization, and I always stated that the destruction of Black civilization, when you remove the father from the home, when you remove the masculine presence from the home, that precipitated the decline of the Black civilization at that particular moment. So
right, but it's hard, right? Because like what we as men have to understand is we need to replace the toxic aspect, but we still need to be able to be the protectors, and that's where the problem comes in. Is like, how do we grow alongside everyone else as protectors? You know, being able to work to our strengths, being able to be positive within the home and within the community.
Right.
and,
Bob said most
that
people
doesn't
never.
mean being,
Hold on, White Talk. Bob said most people never encounter a transgender person. David Bowie, Boy George, only like them when they make
David
music.
Bowie. I love Boy George.
I'm not sure if he's disagreeing with us or he's. I'm not sure what he's saying.
I think what he was saying is like most people in their everyday life. That's the problem. It goes back to what we were saying before. Is like we're no longer connecting with each other in real time, so we just become these archetypes,
right?
And then we become like, you know, subjugated.
And when you become these particular archetypes, you no longer have the individualism to express yourself. That's the issue. Identity politics. That is the issue. It's really derisive.
Exactly that. It's identity politics. It has nothing to do with acceptance.
Oh, he's disagreeing. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I love Freddie Mercury and I love his music.
Right.
And I really don't give a shit what he does in his own time. Like, just like he doesn't give a shit what I do in my own time whenever it comes to sexuality, right?
I'm not sure whoever stated that they will never encounter a transgender person. Did anybody say that?
They don't live in cities, maybe?
No, he stated.
Because I grew up in Philly. I mean, I grew up around everybody in Philly. So
he stated that most people will never encounter a transgender person. So I know what he's stating. So he's saying that he's disagreeing because he's saying, do we only like them when they make music? I said, well, I don't really care for anyone predicated on the orientation. I only go based upon their character, right? But I'm not sure.
I mean, it's really more about like celebrating differences for the purpose of so we can all get down, right? I mean, that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm pretty much an advocate of individualism at the
like do you.
Yeah.
Do you?
Right.
And that's
exactly.
cool. Like,
Out Italian said,
However,
self-responsibility is about extinct. Honor, code, and loyalty is about extinct. I definitely do agree with that. Jarrell said that I think there's more visibility with LGBTQ people now. Definitely is because it's more socially acceptable.
yeah, and that's a
Absolutely.
positive aspect.
Yeah,
of
there's
it.
nothing
So
wrong
it's
with
not
that.
all good and it's not all bad.
Yeah.
They definitely are stepping up and becoming more empowered in their voice. It's just that the powers that be then know how to come in there and utilize identity politics for the purpose of division.
Bob said, point is, most people will never deal with a transgender person, though. What % of the population are they? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's quite minute.
It's probably like less than 1%, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand the point though.
Oh no, I think maybe what he's trying to say is that it's being blown so far out of proportion. I think it's highlighting the points that
they bloviate and sensationalize that
the way that it's becomes front and center, that you realize there's something else going on than whatever it originated out of.
Yeah, it really almost borders on the propagandist, really.
Yeah.
Right.
And it becomes a point where it becomes it becomes fascism to a degree when you can't disagree with it without being condemned. And
right,
persecuted.
Exactly. Because you start to see the layers involved and connecting the dots and everything.
Right.
The agenda.
Hey guys,
what's up,
Steve? Can you hear me?
Steven? Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, what's up,
Okay,
Steve?
because I'm using the headset now because I don't want to wake the family.
You're kind of loud.
I just wanted to see. I guess I missed you because I was, doing the honeydews, cleaning the house and doing the dishes and all that stuff. But I'm back. So what does all this have to do with Gary Clark Jr. and Steel Pulse?
That's a good question. How did we get on?
How did we get on this? Yeah, how did we get on this?
We got on the little Nas.
It was probably my fault. I'm gonna take credit for this. It was probably my fault.
Steven, brother, I do not remember how this conversation even started. I guarantee you.
The only trans I want to talk about is Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Steven brought us back to where we need to be.
Nordic Viking folk.
If you want to talk about Babylon, then why don't you play My Babylon Sisters by Steely Dan? You know?
Hey,
we were talking about Babylon. You got that right.
Yeah, Babylon. That's what the times that we're living in. I'm gonna say this one comment and then we're gonna go back into it. Moonchild said if we did a straight pride parade, it would be called hate gathering. Think about that for a minute. That's an interesting point. It probably would.
What?
Anyway, I don't know.
Straight pride. I don't have pride in my sexuality.
That we all got a long way to go.
Exactly. I'm me and you're you, and we're all different. Who cares, you know?
Right.
That's what I say.
That's what I say too. Existentialists, man. Everybody do what they do, and I do myself.
I don't.
Well,
what was that guy? Was it Charlie Rich? It says when we get behind closed doors, that's about it. That's how I am.
Right.
We get behind closed doors,
I mean, I don't do myself from that, that implication, but you know what
that's the thing. I don't take to these labels to begin with, because they're very confining.
Yeah. I haven't seen J-Rod twerk yet, so.
And you never will.
I'm glad.
You never will.
Dude,
oh man. First of all, I can't do it anyway. Second of all, I never do it, so
I'd probably pull a butt muscle.
Hey, Steven. Do you have a volume on that headset?
Because it's pretty loud, man.
How's this?
Yeah, that's good, but you're whispering. Oh, try to talk.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's good.
How's this?
That's good.
All right.
That's better.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Well,
is that better?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not, overwhelming you guys.
No, you good. You good, man. Actually, we don't even have nothing else to get into.
I sent you some more stuff.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I'm gonna send it back.
We're done with songs.
Well, the poor guy's been on the phone for 4 hours now. I mean, we're gonna have a birthday for him pretty soon.
Right?
Yeah, my birthday's in 2 months.
I know, and if we stay a couple of weeks longer on the phone here, we'll be celebrating your cake.
Wait a minute, White Chocolate, what'd you send me? Well,
that Samba joint. Slave to the rhythm.
Yeah.
You get into some samba.
It's probably
Maybe it's
gonna be
too late for samba.
It's gonna be tomorrow, man.
I won't be able to make it tomorrow, guys. So have a great stream, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next week or two, or whenever you do the next thing.
All right, man.
Nice rapping with you, Steve.
I'm gonna stay on here chatting a little bit longer, but then I'm gonna bounce after probably about.
Hey Jay, are you still going to do any reviews of just individual songs during the week, or is that pretty much your schedule is just totally toast?
No, I'm definitely gonna do some individual videos. I just gotta get back into the swing of things. That's all.
Okay. Well, whatever, just love your show, love your channel. I'm a big fan. I'm probably the president of your fan club.
Appreciate that, brother. You definitely are. God bless you, my friend, and have a good night.
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great night.
Happy New Year,
God bless you.
God bless you guys.
Peace.
Love you, man.
Love this. Let's do another chat sometime.
Oh yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this every stream. This is now a main staple. This is what we're doing every time now.
All right. Great to hear your voices.
All right.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Happy New Year, Steve.
Happy New Year, man. Have a good night. Yeah, I love Steve. He's a good dude.
Absolutely.
They're still talking about what we were just discussing in the.
We were getting into the nitty gritty, but see, it's a vulnerable place to be, though.
It really is, man.
It opens. I feel like real vulnerable talking about it because when Moonchild posted about the straight parade would be hate, and I was like, there's something to that resonated with me. Just how much growing and how much we all have such a long way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing I feel is like,
but it also can get misconstrued.
Well, we can talk about it till we're blue in the face on both sides, and it's like, if you feel the way that you do, and I feel the way that I do, there's not much that you can say to me or much that I can say to you that's going to make us, flip what we feel like, right? So it's like, well, why are we even talking? But at the same time, if we actually sat down at the table and we talked to each other and we didn't just talk, we actually listened, then maybe we could come to an agreement, or maybe we could come to an understanding.
Well, most of the time, people are only listening to reply instead of listening to understand. That's the issue.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. I mean, I try to be as understanding as I can.
There's nothing you can do, but just to live every day. That's all we can ever do. Right. I'm a spectator of life. I'm not really a part of this life. I'm just spectating it. I'm a part of it, but I remove myself from things that I don't believe myself that
just
I adhere to.
You don't rock with.
I don't adhere to those things. So instead of allowing those things to agitate me, I just remove myself from. Even if I can't do that physically, I might do that, mentally. Or I don't emotionally attach myself to things that don't directly affect me. That's the only way you can live without having this shit drive you completely insane.
Well, yeah. But to be honest with you, it doesn't drive me insane because I don't think about it too much. I try not to.
Exactly.
I get on with my life and I do what I have to do and I go on about my business.
Right. And if anybody on the main stream wants to join this conversation, the StreamYard link is in the discussion if you want to come talk as well.
Come on over. The water's fine.
The water's fine, man. Unless you're Richard. But
he's a dick. No, Richard Dick, right? That's his name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Richard. Richard's actually. I don't know what happened with Richard, man.
Richard was cracking me the fuck up.
Dude, Richard did a 180, man. What's up, Philip? Happy New Year. My
You're
thing is this. I suppose. Bring it back to some normalcy. I can't wait for this virus of unspecified origins to be over. I suppose it'll be over once the government said that it doesn't exist anymore. That's when it'll be over. That's another comment. I don't want to get into that. But my thing is this, though.
Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about that right now.
Let's open up this can of worms. Let's do this. This will be fun.
Yeah, after what we just talked about, now you want to move to this.
No,
Come
man.
on, let's do it.
Man, let me tell you something.
I was like, don't even start. Like, I'm about to go off.
I thought for a moment,
I wouldn't even know where to begin and how much time.
Momentarily, I thought that my job was going to enforce mandatory vaccination. I was already planning on quitting.
Oh yeah.
So how are you
I
gonna?
would be right.
That
I'd be
borders on the
quick.
unconstitutional. How are you gonna force me to receive an inoculation that I probably don't even need, nor do I have any desire to get?
Right.
Where you
Don't
work,
do
Jay?
it.
Where you work?
I work for. Obviously, I'm not gonna name the company, but I work for
Yeah.
a insurance company.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay. Fair enough.
and it's in healthcare, but I'm saying I'm not around people. Why do I
Right.
need,
Right. You work remote.
Yeah, I work remote, so why would I even
They
need
work
to?
remote and they still want you to get the jab. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, they were basing it on because in the administration office, they were talking about having it mandatory for people to have to be vaccinated, and that's a whole other thing. Pharmaceutical companies are making they're making bank off of this, making bank.
Dude,
Yeah.
my mother-in-law got COVID. Sorry, we can't say that on YouTube, right?
I don't give a
She
fuck.
got it right, and they told her that she had to take off from work. She works from home.
Mm-hmm. How you
They
take off work
said-
from home? What you gonna do?
Right. They
Leave home?
told her, hey, you have to take off from work or whatever. Well, she finally got it smoothed over to where she could actually work and not take time off or whatever. But I thought it was so stupid. I'm like, really? Like you're gonna make her take off from work even though
for a
she
disease
works
that
from
people are
home?
actually not even dying from? Not that many.
And
not
she works from home. Like, come on,
not as
man.
many people as the media is portraying that is dying from it. So
Yeah.
statistically,
Oh, man.
if you do the research, you would know that people are actually living from this when they contract it. So
right.
I'm not gonna get into that because I would obviously I advise everybody to do their own research and not to listen to me because I'm not a licensed physician nor medical professional. But my thing is this though, I have common sense and I know what all forms of tyranny and all things that the government is able to do to keep people controlled. So that's all I'm gonna say on that, man.
Common
Do your
sense
research.
ain't so common, brother.
Preach.
And then they came out with something where they stated, well, actually, if you receive more people getting every time they cough, they get stick me with a needle. Like what? No.
Well, they keep moving the goalposts too.
I don't even get flu shots.
No,
they
I don't
keep
either.
moving the goalposts on what it means to be vaccinated legally.
Right.
So they passed the legislature.
And now they're talking about implanting microchips in people that aren't vaccinated.
They're already in the jabs.
Oh man, we're going down a conspiracy.
Where's
Alex Jones at? Where's Alex Jones, man?
Let me stop though. Look, here's the thing. I know I'm not here.
It's the mark of the beast. It's the mark of the beast, man.
How somebody else is thinking, like you said, Jay. Do your own research.
Do your own research.
And everyone's gonna do that in their own way.
Yeah. Well, what happens usually is that somebody somebody when they have this conversation, they insert their anecdotal experience into this and don't think logically. Where they say, "Well, my family member died." Well, I say, "Well, did they have any pre-existing conditions prior?" Because usually, if their age, pre-existing underlying medical conditions are a factor.
They had comorbidities.
Right. So it wasn't just
and when they went to the hospital,
alone.
were they given remdesivir and then put on a ventilator?
Right. So
because 99% of the senior citizens in New York they died from the ventilators.
Right.
And the remdesivir. So number 2 cause of death in America today is death by medical.
Dude, my thing is why are we not holding China responsible for this? Because that's where it came from. Why are we not holding them responsible financially?
I'm not gonna. Hey, Brew, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's another conversation.
When you said that and how country your accent is, that I almost died of laughter, man.
Hey, I'm from Tennessee, baby. I am a 35-year-old white male from Tennessee.
The damn chinks are responsible for this damn disease, and why we're not over there looking for these sons of bitches? They don't.
God damn it! That's what I'm saying. Damn it! I love you, bro.
Actually, those citizens in that area got fucked over really bad. The innocent citizens of Wuhan when that shit started out.
Imagine being born in China and you're the second daughter. You're not living.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you're not living.
No. Yep. You're right.
That's their own.
Let's
That
not
is their
talk
own.
about this crazy shit.
That's their
What are
own
they
form
saying
of
in
Planned
the chat over
Parenthood.
there? They must be thinking we're some crazy motherfuckers in that chat.
No, the chat is just essentially what we're saying. Jarrell said everyone should do their own research. We all stated we agree with that. Hot
We
Italian
definitely
said
agree
more people probably die from the arm jab than the actual disease. That's what Cortez
That's right.
said. Hot Italian said
Absolutely.
another division they want to see vax and unvax. Like you stated,
Right,
they're always
exactly.
creating these dichotomies, always creating these subdivisions
Right.
of people to keep us separated, divide and conquer.
That's
That's
right.
all it is.
It goes so deep. It's been planned for so long.
Man.
They're constantly running these different simulations.
And
It's
every
like an
time we get
ongoing
close to getting
experiment.
back to some normalcy, what do they say? It's the Omicron variant. It's a new strain. It's like they're the weed man. It's a new strand every week.
Right, right. The thing is the whole thing was mapped out when it first happened. If you did research on it back in March, like when I was reading, they mapped out everything that was going to happen, and everything that they've said how it's going to happen is how it's happened.
It's how it's happening, yeah.
From a macro perspective. Now, you either want to abide by the mainstream narrative and the corporate agenda that they're laying out and abide by this. These medical institutions that a lot of the people put their trust in, they're basically worshiping what they consider to be science,
right?
But it's not.
And it's
really
actually
science.
pseudo-science. It's actually quasi-science.
Right. It's
Bob said Bob is in complete
murder.
disagreement with all of us. He said I got quote unquote vaxxed, and my horns are growing in nicely. So he's saying I'm getting vaccinated, and I don't care. Hey Bob. That is your life, brother.
More
you
power
can do
to
what
you.
you do.
Hey,
Yes.
Bob is transitioning.
Look, I ain't mad at you. If
Yes.
you
Bob is
I just don't
transitioning.
trot
He's got
on
horns
me
now.
and make me get fast.
Yeah. And that was my whole
can get
entire and
vaxxed.
see that was my entire point is that I don't mind if
I
you
should be able
want
to have the choice.
but I want the choice, the right to refuse medicine. That's one of our choices as citizens in America. So we have the right to refuse treatment.
There we
It's
go.
not just America; it violates the Nuremberg Code.
Right.
It's an international treaty that they signed after World War II that they're violating.
Right.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Hey, can we go back to making fun of my accent? I kind of liked it.
Philip said, for a long time, politicians have stopped doing what we elect them to do, and instead we do. Well, politicians are essentially pimps, man. They make empty promises and they don't deliver upon them.
Yep.
And they got us horned for
They're
them.
also-
Every time I wake up and clock in, I feel filthy, man. Don't get me wrong. I am appreciative to be able to earn a wage and earn money. But you got to be honest with you, man. Every time I clock in, I'm like, man, somebody's making more money than me, and they're not working as hard as I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being wealthy or successful. I'm not one of those people. If
No.
you work hard for it, there's nothing wrong for it. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're aligned with your passion and
Mm-hmm.
you're putting something out that's provided for people, then by all means, man.
That's valuable to the marketplace. Then hey,
Yeah.
supply and demand, basic fabric of our economy. They have a compilation of teens who took the jabs dying of heart failure during their sports events.
They're forcing it on children.
Yeah, I wasn't privy with that. Bob said, if you won't get vaxxed, then when you get COVID, don't clog up our emergency rooms. We probably won't because we'll be okay. We'll just do vitamins and we'll recover in about 2 weeks.
I just go take an Epsom salt bath, sweat the shit out. I'll be fine the next morning. I take my magnesium. I'm good to go.
My thing that's intriguing about that is that literally, if you wanted to cure yourself of it, you could follow Joe Rogan's his treatment. Dana White, the president of UFC,
The one that they
contracted it.
ridiculed on CNN.
Yeah,
That works. That works for all of India.
Right.
Yes.
Ivermectin.
Yes.
What
And
they called the horse farmer, they're
Dana
making
White
fun of it.
took Joe Rogan's exact treatment process and was cured within days. Cortez said, "Is someone snoring?" Nah, that's just white chocolate breathing boisterously.
Hey, don't judge him. Do not judge him. Okay? We love chocolate.
I'm wheezing again. Apologies to the chat room. I'm sorry.
Hey, Sharon, Happy New Year to you as well and your family, sweetheart. Yeah, Bob, that's the thing, though. I don't think you're understanding that we're not saying that if we get COVID because of our decision and our discretion, that's our choice. That's the entire concept of what we're stating. We're not stating that if everything, but I haven't seen enough evidential, anything evidential that would make me believe that this inoculation or this vaccination is going to save me from a disease. I just haven't seen it. So until I see that adequate amount of information and evidence, I'm not going to do it. And even if I do see it, I'm going to probably not do it because, I think there are more homeopathic methods to ensure that you can be safe. You have an immune. There you go. Philip said he's a chocoholic. I don't know if that means you white chocolate or just chocolate in general.
White chocolate?
Yeah. He said he's a chocoholic, so he's addicted to chocolate. Politician
Richard would differ.
Hot Italian said, politicians, for your vote, we will keep you comfortable in your poverty. If you're not comfortable, we will create another program to keep you comfortable in your poverty.
Love that comment.
Yeah,
Love
that's
that comment.
a good comment. So everybody's in agreement with us except Bob. I like it though. We need both sides.
Yeah,
we need
come
both
on,
sides.
Bob.
That's right.
Yeah, we love Bob. I love Bob.
I love Bob.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, I love
I
Bob too,
typically
man.
keep my views to myself because I know that I'm not trying to stir the pot all that much. But
you already know as soon as you say that you're, they try to label you as like, oh, you're anti-fat.
Right.
Fuck up.
Hey, if you're in this live stream, we're gonna stir the pot. I mean, we're gonna do it, right?
All right.
Sorry.
Well, let's have it.
Bob said, I am one of your, he said, at J-Rob Visions, I'm one of your subscribers, and I respect your decision. I had to do me, though. I appreciate that, and I respect your decision for doing yourself, man.
Bob.
Yeah, as long as there's empathy and
Absolutely.
compassion on both sides,
Right.
Good.
Bob,
Exactly.
I respect your decision. Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely.
We're all in respect of each other's decisions. That's the beauty of it, man. I'm telling you.
Yay. Conversation, man. Just let's talk it out.
Joseph said, same game, different players. Had someone very close to me in high-level secret government that warned me of a power grab. This traces back to the Rockefellers and their other illuminists. Ooh. Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
The hell? Is somebody taking a shower back there, or is it raining?
It's not me. I'll give you one guess.
White chocolate with the sound design, man. Facts are coming. All those vax will test positive for COVID. Well, all those who have been vaccinated have already tested positive. Once again, they tell them to take another jab or a booster. It keeps you positive. What if they're actually giving you the disease? Has anybody ever thought about that? Sherry says someone's dabbing. White chocolate, are you dabbing, man?
No, I'm here. I had to take a quick break.
Sherry insinuated that you might be smoking.
No, I had my smoke already.
Oh
I
man.
had both my smokes.
Hey, I dip. I'm from the South, so.
Oh, you dip, man. How the hell do you do that?
Hey, I'm sorry, man. Don't judge me. Don't judge
American
me.
Spirit's all organic.
I'm judging you, dog. Your breath probably smell like hot shit, man.
Well, it is what it is. I don't care.
As long as you know. But I'll be talking to you like this. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. For real. Woo. No, I'm pretty sure it's all good. I remember I used to go to high school and dudes used to dip. In class. I was like, you guys just don't give a fuck at all, do you?
Well,
They would sit there.
I didn't do it in class.
They would sit there and have their goddamn what was those boots called? I can't even remember what they're called. They have their damn boots on, steel-toe boots with a damn trucker hat and a plaid shirt with the feet on the desk, and they'd be like just dipping there.
Yeah, they probably made fun of you too, didn't they?
Boy, goddamn, man, I don't understand none of this bullshit here. I was like, you damn inbred hick motherfucker, man.
Exactly. You fuck your sisters, don't you?
That's the only thing we used to say to you guys, man. It's like, they say, how come you guys wear your pants down to your ass? I just don't get it. Why you want everybody to see your britches? I said, well, how come you guys keep fucking your sister, brother?
Shit, that's good.
Paul said 75% of FDA drug review budget is funded by the pharma industry. Things we know. They also spent $6 billion in lobbying and campaign contribution from 1998 to 2008, according to a 2020 NIH study. So we know the pharmaceutical company serves to benefit the most from this. It's one of the largest grossing conglomerates in the country, in the world, really.
Yeah.
If it gets Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Deep Throat said if it gets FDA approved for children, they will be free of injury liability.
Yep. Preach.
Man, we got some intelligent people over here. I knew vision. I had the new visionaries had to be. Man, I knew it. I knew I had the best community. Philip
Honestly,
said
I thought it was already FDA approved for one of the shots. Though.
Well, initially, remember when the vaccination was first created, it wasn't even FDA approved.
They didn't have. They're supposed to have 10-year trials.
Yeah,
they pushed that through. They didn't even have legitimate trials.
Well, because
the efficacy of the trials was completely blown out of.
And I remember I watched the video where they were essentially, it was meant to be a clinical trial, but the guy didn't even push the syringe in the person's arm. It was supposed to be intramuscular, but you didn't even push the needle in. It wasn't even, so it was completely fabricated. I mean, it was absurd, man. Philip said I wear braces and they laugh. It's okay, man. At least your teeth won't be crooked when they get pulled off, like my teeth. Bob said COVID injections are free. Who is making money? They make money every time you get an injection. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah. COVID injections are free. So is healthcare.
Vax is still not FDA approved. I wasn't aware of that. He said Paul said a 0.89% hospitalization rate, and that's inflated. Anyone who tests positive in the hospital counts regardless of the reason for visit. Hospital beds have been slashed over the last 20 years.
Everything's a COVID case.
Thank you, Paul. It's not free.
If hospitals are overburdened, that's an indictment.
Bribed by the FDA. The hospitals are getting bribed by the FDA to make everything a COVID case.
Right.
They were caught on tape in Arizona, in the Arizona hospital, talking about how they had to reduce the level of care to accelerate the amount of fatalities they had. Basically, they're all getting paid to. It's a killing machine.
Yeah, Paul said they get corporate subsidies.
It's population control.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I said, there's monetary incentive for diagnosing everybody as having COVID or having, being a COVID patient. There's monetary incentive. Literally, there's monetary incentive. So it's never free. It may be on the surface, it may be innocuously free, but it's never free.
Right. We pay that in taxes. Is what I'm saying. And
government pays them. Yeah, that's what Paul just stated.
Isn't free.
No, it's not free
either.
Government pays them with our tax dollars, just like how they funnel our money through towards defense industry, almost $1 trillion war budget.
Right. So.
Ooh, Bob, man, it ain't looking too good for you over here, my friend. We're presenting the facts, man. This is interesting. Paul said 1/3 of all U.S. COVID deaths have been due to a lack of health care. We don't have free health care. That's the issue. Pharma gets recompensated for jabs. We don't.
Right.
How are we still talking about this? Then we move to a different conversation?
I thought is there a song we can listen to? I thought
Jay, I sent you those other two for Funky Destination last time.
Oh yeah, I still gotta do those, man. Dude, why don't you tell me when the stream first started?
What are you doing with your life right now, Jay? Come on.
Can we do Funky Destination?
My life is dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, 24 hours is not enough time in the day, my friend. It's just not. It's just not.
We got time to squeeze one more in.
White Talk, I'm not listening to any more music tonight. That's dead.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
That's dead. I start talking.
I tried.
I don't want to stop. Joseph said, I live in Western New York. My lady friend is a scientist and a consultant for Pfizer. We are in our late 50s. They do their lab work at a local university and private lab. She won't take her own vaccine. Well, that's all the indication that you need.
I'll tell you something.
Right. You don't even want to take the vaccination that you created? Yeah. Appreciate that, Paul.
That's pretty damning evidence right there.
Yeah, it's very damning evidence. I mean, if you don't even want to take the disease take the vaccination that you're procuring, I mean, that tells everything.
To see you, Paul.
Yeah, Paul said, I just popped in. Glad to see you awake, Jay. Yeah. We have, Bob said, we have the most COVID deaths in the world. Well, here's the thing, Bob. I have to inquire you to this, man. I'm going to be the moderator here. Paul is presenting us with some facts. Statistics. You have to do the same, my friend. Give me those statistics. You just can't make a general statement and say we have the most COVID deaths. Comparatively speaking, statistically, what are our COVID deaths pertaining to?
And what constitutes a COVID
and
death?
what I was just about to say, and what
exactly.
constitutes a COVID? Because at this point, you could generally constitute anything as being a direct cause from COVID. You could say that a guy got shot, and he said, "Well, the bullet was infused with COVID." So, I mean,
it was. He died of COVID.
Right.
He got shot and he died of COVID. That's what happened. That is exactly what happened.
Sherry said, "I feel like I need to see the face of that mouth breather. The visuals I'm getting. She thinks you're a fat, gelatinous pile of fuck sitting in the basement, breathing." Sitting over there with like the guy from Simpson, like. Tell her you have large adenoids, man.
I do. It's already been discussed.
We don't have to go back. We don't have to talk about it again.
She missed it.
We don't have to talk about it again, man.
She can go back over to tapes.
Paul said U.S. also has 5% of the world population and 25% of all the prisoners. So who do we exploit for slave labor? We can also talk about the prison industrial complex. That's another conversation. We got too many. It's too many topics, man. Too many topics. Too many things.
Prison industrial complex. That's the prison corporation.
Yes, that's that concept is essentially stating how they utilize how they essentially trying to see how the best way how they essentially can inflate these sentences in order to receive free labor from these prisoners. That's essentially the concept of it.
Oh man!
Remember the mass incarceration in the early 2000s in the Clinton era?
Yep.
That was a large component of the prison industrial complex, the private industry. That's the whole concept of that. It'll take years. It'll take me forever to talk about that. But, oh, man. Philip said, they say anybody who dies within 21 days of a positive test is classified as a COVID death. If that's true, that means irrespective of what was the cause of their death.
There you go.
Oh,
Bob commented.
Bob said, COVID virus can be traced in blood. Stop denying the science.
The science with a dollar sign through it.
Paul said, even Bill Gates recently admitted it really doesn't reduce transmission.
They said that at the jump. The CDC said
yes, he did.
It doesn't prevent transmission or infection.
Paul said Harvard studies countries around the world. Highest vax populations tend to have higher transmission rates. The Lancet found vax just as likely to spread. Ooh, Paul is coming in with the hard facts, man.
Come on, Paul.
Come on, Paul. Paul's been waiting. He's been waiting like a boxer in his prime. He's been waiting for this moment.
He's in the bushes. He was in the bushes waiting to pounce. He was just waiting to get on that shit.
Hot Italian said COVID virus is 1 micron large. A mask is 60 to 80 microns. So tell me, what will that face muzzle protect you, man? They coming at Paul. They coming at Bob hard, man.
Ooh,
Bob, I love you, dude, but they coming at you, brother.
Hey,
they're aiming for the neck, man. So if you trust this, Paul said, if you trust the science, get vaccinated and leave the rest of us alone. Paul, I like Paul, man. Joseph said the congressman has first dibs on big pharma stocks and they're making backdoor deals with pharma. The scientists and pharma had a secret meeting in Detroit and figured out the cash flow and who gets what. Ooh. Phillips said, we have no way of knowing if any of the figures are just manufactured. Most people just believe what they tell you on the news. Yeah, I don't believe anything. I pretty much believe. I mean, the epistemology, you have to question the validity of everything. I mean, you can't just... It's like, what's that game? Assassin's Creed. Everything is questioned. Nothing is permitted. That's it. That is it.
I think I solved the mouth breathing problem, fellas. Now I'm not on the earbud. You don't hear it anymore, do you?
Nah, it sounds like you're talking to us from the bathroom, though.
Except we can't hear you peeing now.
Yeah. Paul said the way they keep this going so long is making it seem like any skepticism makes you a Trumper. They use culture war to divide us. Right versus left is a psyop by media and CIA to keep us powerless. Paul, brother, get on your pedestal, get on your mantle, and get on your soapbox and preach to us, my friend.
Paul, I'll build you a fucking stage right now.
Man.
Like, come on now. You were speaking facts.
I'm just concerned. Like, I'm fortunate I'm down here in Florida, but like what I'm seeing in other countries and what they're doing in some states where they're making it so that all your social privileges are completely rescinded if you don't get this jab. I'm concerned in the future that I come down to that in my local neighborhood. Like, what? I'm not going to be able to go to the supermarket and get food.
Right. Let me tell you something. I plan on trying to learn how to live off of the land anyhow. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm thinking about. I definitely want to involve myself in, archery, hunting, and learning how to, cut and properly scan and properly cut my food and things of that nature, and building a hydroponic system. I would love to learn how to grow my food, just almost living like a hunter gatherer, essentially.
Hey, brother. I am on 6 acres.
Mhm.
I'm out here and I'm good to go. So something
Yeah.
comes down, I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go off grid.
Bob
Yeah.
said responding to Paul, he said that's fine, but people like you who are unvaxxed keep the Delta and the Omicron variants going. Omicron is an acronym for moronic. That's what Joseph said. It's an anagram, ain't it?
It is. It says moronic.
Oh my God! It's literally an anagram for moronic.
It is moronic. They told you the symptoms of Omicron are a cold. You bought it.
Guys, that realization just blew my fucking. It literally is an anagram for moronic. They are literally mocking us by.
Yes. They do it right in plain sight of day, like you're stupid, and expect you to like. Now you're a conspiracy theorist, but that's how they play you.
Yep.
They are literally mocking us with these That's evil, man.
Well,
that is super villain evil, man. Omicron is from the Greek alphabet. Yeah, but
it also happens to spell moronic.
Yeah. The government is the ultimate troll. Oh, I know. I can't believe they actually did. I never noticed it until someone, then he said moronic, and I was like, wait a minute, that literally is an anagram for moronic. They're literally mocking us. They're like, you fucking imbeciles. You guys are literally letting us to control your freedoms. Wow. You want to hide something? Hide it in plain sight.
They want to control every aspect of everyone.
What is the
I mean, honestly, I believe that we should like follow the CDC guidelines, because it's like everything the CDC has said so far has eliminated the virus. Oh wait, it hasn't. Yeah, that's right. It hasn't.
You had me going for a second, bro. I was like, wait a minute, where did this 180 come from?
Like, why would we listen to people that haven't gotten it right since day one, since the jump? Why would we follow them now?
Right. They told you 2 weeks, right, Rich? Right, bro? They told you 2 weeks.
Right.
To flatten the curve, 2 weeks.
Right.
Sherry said she feels like it's satanic.
It really is. It's black. It's definitely some like black magic mind programming. Because they have people so deeply brainwashed, they don't even know that these thoughts and their own, what they think are their own opinions, they don't originate inside them. They're just being programmed to think these things.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta be honest with you, man. It's like the world is. Sometimes I almost look at the world as just a simulation of. I don't even. It almost doesn't seem like a reality at sometimes. At sometimes it feels like I'm living in a simulation of something else.
It basically is. Well, when you dream it, now you probably experience it of a whole different nature, right? Than when you're in your waking moments.
I hope not, because my dreams are pretty fucking insane. I've dreamed up some weird shit, man.
Right. Well, my dreams have been pretty strange lately too.
I mean, I don't know how many dreams I've had at the end of the world at this point. I don't know what's the fuck gonna happen.
Yeah,
And-
you're subconscious.
Cortez said on the day of the shutdown, Hollywood released a movie about the vax called Bloodshot. Oh yeah, this is all preordained. This is planned. It's always planned.
Hollywood of all kinds of stuff.
And why are they suddenly talking about a zombie apocalypse? Hardest part about taking 2 weeks to flatten the curve is the first 2 years.
Well, they
Bob-
had a pro. They had this.
Yeah,
whole,
go ahead and read that one. Go ahead and read Bob's.
Bob
ahead.
said, "How many jabs did you get as a child? Mumps, rubella, measles, polio? I ain't got none of that shit.
Well,
They gave me
here's the thing,
HPV,
though.
and I didn't even. They gave me a shot for HPV. I said, what the?
First
why?
of all, these aren't even vaccinations. These are inoculations.
Relations.
Exactly. Thank you. Those are bacterial. This is
Yeah.
viral.
This is
The-
totally different. This is not at all resembling a vaccination.
Yes.
It's an inoculation.
Yes.
Paul
Thank
said
you.
Paul said he dreamed of a nuclear bomb last night wiping out the Bay Area. So I hope you don't live in the Bay Area. Since when does the World Health Organization or CDC create laws? Whenever has a mandate been law? Are we still in a nation of laws? No, we've never been. We've just been an illusion of laws.
It's coercion.
Cortez said, I never got a jab and I never got badly sick. Never even had a bad headache. There you go. And I would say that obviously people's physiology is different, right? So, but still, I mean, how many times have people never had the flu, but then they got a flu shot and they became deathly ill? I mean,
Right.
and because essentially the contents of what I'm not mistaken is that they give you some form of the disease in order to build up the immunity to it. I believe. So it's.
I agree with you, Sherry. Sherry, my Sherry,
Alani.
Yeah,
She said, "I'm not too scared. I'm not against getting vaccinated. I just feel that it's too soon. Really, yeah. That was my
Yeah,
other.
I agree.
When this first
I agree.
happened, when the inception of COVID, when it first happened, I said, wait a minute. Every disease known to man. When have we ever had a vaccination this quickly, this impetuously? I've never seen it. And I always notice that these things only start to occur around election time. That's when I notice them the most.
And I'll say, yeah, to Bob, yeah, I got those vaccinations, but those vaccinations were bacterial vaccinations. They weren't viral, which is what we're talking about now. So
Paul said MMR vaccines totally different, not forced before testing done. 2023 for COVID. There are religious exemptions. There's not all this weird pressure, and you're the bad person for being skeptical. Bob said everybody in this room had the MRM vaccines as a child. You couldn't go to school without it. Stop lying. Paul said MMR, measles, mumps, rubella. I had mine. I'm fine with the science behind vaccines, though we've already established that those are inoculations. Those are bacterial. mRNA are newer, and we have the right to be questionable considering the profit motive. Pfizer received the largest criminal fine in U.S. history. That's some other damning evidence. Do you know about the Vioxx? Many past documented cases of choosing profit over public health concerns. Paul coming in with the hard facts, man.
Paul's bringing
once
it.
again,
Good
thank you,
looking at
Paul.
Sherry said, and I can't stand Bill Gates involved.
right?
Right. Yep.
He's a crony. He's a crony and a phony.
Cortez said, if y'all haven't seen the Bloodshot movie, it's interesting. I rarely watch TV anymore. You know what I've been watching lately, though, that I wish they would bring back? Is I've been watching the Spawn series from the 90s. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen that before, but
What's
you
it
haven't,
called?
definitely. Spawn.
Oh yeah, Spawn.
Yeah. The animated series. It's pretty good.
I heard it was good.
No, it's really just damn good. Unfortunately, on the third season, because it was canceled, it's ended on a pretty big cliffhanger. So you're kind of pissed, but it's worth watching. Paul said Bill Gates turned $10 billion investment in vaccines into $200 billion over 20 years. Bragged about in the Wall Street Journal. It's not the money itself is the root of all evil. It's the avaricious and the love and the worshiping, the idolatry of money that is the root of all evil. When money becomes your deity, that is the root of all evil. Who seriously? They came out and said UFOs are real. We already know that. They just informed us now. Everyone already knew that. Seems like UFO sightings went up when they needed funding for space projects. Who seriously wants to go and live on Mars? They can't even fix our own environmental problems. I mean, I don't want to go live on Mars. I don't know what the fuck is out there. Besides the empty space. I mean, fuck. We don't even know what's... We honestly don't know anything, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, to be quite frank, we don't know. They could just be telling us anything. So at this point, I mean, I'm not saying that obviously the planets do exist. I'm not stating that, but we have no clue what's beyond this atmosphere.
It's true. I mean, I have to be prepared for the reality that tomorrow I could wake up and have a whole new perception of the world, and I want to be open to that. You know what I mean?
Bob said, Bill Gates isn't as powerful as you think. Just ask his ex-wife. I think he was more powerful because he was banging a broad for years and his wife knew about it and she didn't even care. Because she was getting paid. Let me tell you something. If I was a woman and I was married to a billionaire, bang whoever you want to. That means less banging I got to do. That means I can spend more money.
She got him good, huh?
Man, she got him good. And these divorce settlements, dude, why do we exist in the only country where divorce settlements are absolutely atrocious and make no sense? Man, I'm telling you, dude.
That's another conversation.
Why is this person who didn't work for what I work for getting half of my assets?
I want half, Eddie. She got half.
Women are becoming millionaires just by divorcing a guy. Meanwhile, I'm trying to work my ass off for the rest of my life. Dr. Dre's wife just got $100 million, which is actually very good because he had a prenuptial agreement, but he could have lost more if he didn't have that prenup. He could have lost half of his assets, and that's talking about endorsement deals, everything. Essentially, what he did was pay her out.
That is crazy.
That is crazy, but he's gonna make more. He's gonna make $100 million again, more times than he lost. So to me, that's actually a win. But I wouldn't even get married today without a prenuptial agreement, and neither do I plan on getting married. So I don't think it's gonna happen. Ain't no way anyone is extremely wealthy without corruption, of course. Robert De Niro has to work for the rest of his life because of his divorce. Yeah. I suppose since he thought she was black, it was gonna be different. Nah, man. Rob De Niro's an amazing actor as well. I didn't know that until now that he was married to an African American woman. Sherry said they raised the children. Well, that's something that requires both. She raised the children, but who provided most of who provided monetary support for the children? It was Dr. Dre. That don't mean that you're entitled to $100 million. She didn't raise the children by herself. And I guarantee they probably had the nanny raising the children anyway.
Well, there is something that for something that's reasonable, but then
it's reasonable, yeah. I mean, if you met your wife and you guys were 18 and she didn't work and she took care of your kids and she took care of you and you guys just can't reconcile, okay, she deserves some kind of spousal report, though and to me, to be honest, I just say, okay, well, I think you should just go get a job like all of us have to. But anyhow, okay, reasonable, right? But at the same time, I like the divorce laws in other countries where it just states, well, whatever you came with and whatever you came with, you both leave with that.
So that's it. They don't do that shit like they do here.
No, here they say, hey man, you married her on the false pretense. We don't give a shit. Give us that money. And you're not just paying her, you're paying her lawyers as well. You could be paying your lawyers, her lawyers. Yeah.
They said so.
Bro, you all right over there? This didn't hit close to home, did it? Because you got quiet.
No, I'm good, man. I'm
Okay.
chilling.
I
Just
wonder
chilling.
if you start having Vietnam flashbacks or something like that.
No, I ain't that
bitch.
old.
I loved you, and you divorced me and took half my shit.
Nah, we good.
You didn't even leave me the air mattress, bitch. Why was Robin Williams' wife entitled to half his earnings when they can't even tell a joke? Ooh.
There you go. Bam, bam.
Yeah, the courts. Cortez says, "What's up, Special Sauce?" The Cortez said the courts are openly sexist toward men and they don't care. I've stated this on a multitude of occasions that they don't. The child support system is so incredibly flawed, and I could show you a video on why that is. The child support system is incredibly flawed because even if you do the right thing, you're still penalized. It's absolutely absurd, man. That's why I'm very cautious about who I insert my penis in. Every time I look at a woman, I'm thinking about having relations with her. I think about, would she be a good mother if I got her pregnant? Which I do everything to avoid that, but still, anything can happen. So you gotta ask these questions, man. That's men. That's our issue because we don't have options. We have low standards. We need to have higher standards. Learn how to be alone, man.
Smart man.
Learn how to be alone, and you will love your company and your solace and peace to such a degree. You will find solace in your solitude that you will not let anybody in your space without vetting them first. You just won't. Why am I working this hard to give it away with someone that doesn't deserve it? Fuck that, man. The world is not the way it used to be. This is not your, the women that we deal with in my age group, it's not your grandmother anymore. It's not your grandmother, it's not your mother. They don't have the same qualities nor characteristics. I'm not gonna say it's all of them because that's a generalization, but most of them don't. When you have open hedonism, open promiscuity, when we have literal parades based on slut, they call it the slut walk. Imagine finding your wife in that parade. Good luck, my friend. You probably wake up the next morning on fire, burning.
Sounds like a fun party.
Melting the toilet seat after you piss. Pissing so hot. Grandma today is Grandma. If your grandmother today, 24? Great grandmother 36. That's what Bernie Mac said. R.I.P. It's crazy, man. Special Sauce said it sounded like I entered a deep conversation, man. You missed some good stuff, man.
You should have been here earlier.
You missed some good stuff, man. Joseph said your channel is and every key you hit your keyboard, every word you utter is being monitored in the federal building in Kansas City. Man, Joseph knows some things we don't know, man. We need to heed what Joseph is. He said that your channel and every key you hit on your keyboard and every word you utter is being monitored in the federal building in Kansas City.
Right, it is.
I got a VPN. That should be all right.
Going into the grid.
Man, VPN, I'm not sure if VPNs work or not. I got a VPN too, but I may or may not have, not going to incriminate myself, I may or may not have been trying to torrent a movie in it, and it caused me to get a DMCA violation from my internet provider, which they suck dick anyway. Who does that? If I'm trying to download a movie from 20 years ago, what does it matter? What does it matter? It's a 20-year-old movie. Not to say that I did that, but just saying if I were, it's a 20-year-old movie.
Just check the statute of limitations.
There's the copyright laws. There's a 5-year statute of limitations. 5 years, but yet I'm still receiving DMCA violations from my dude. And not to say that I was trying to download something, but if I was, which I wasn't, I was gonna.
Nothing incriminating here.
No. Philip said they're even trying to make division between men and women. Yeah, we can go about that all day. Yeah, hypothetically speaking, if I were trying to download said video.
There you go. Thank you, Cortez. You cleared that up for us.
But no, really though, I don't get that at all. But I think we've talked a lot today.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot.
I'll say.
Want to hear some spoken word? I got some spoken word rap I can lay on you.
No.
Shit, man, do it. Why are you pissing?
No.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't even want to hear myself rap. Sherry asks, Kansas is flattened, I thought. What do you mean by that, Sherry? She said Kansas is flattened, I thought. Does anybody know what she might be referring to?
The state of Kansas is flat. I don't know. I have no clue.
I think that may be what she was referring to.
What did she say?
She said she asked, "Is Kansas flattened?" She thought that was flattened. I'm not sure what she means by that, but that's what she asked. She'll probably clarify for us.
Was she talking about the band, like the band Kansas?
I don't know.
Tornadoes. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. They are flat, aren't they? Yeah.
I just thought it was a trick question for a second. Was it pertaining to the tornado?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a danger zone.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, those Midwest states are quite susceptible for that to happen. Yeah, it really is. And is that where the movie? Because Twister was based on a true story, isn't it? The movie Twister. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, not really.
Not really.
It's based on movie.
It's based on something that could happen. No.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of my favorite movies, though.
Philip said they hold up 30-year-old movies to show us we used to be sexist or racist, but it was just a different time. Well, I don't think it had anything to do with being sexist or racist. I think it had everybody being not sensitive. That was the case. You understood that a joke was a joke, a quip was a quip, and you move forward. I think people think that if you make jokes about anything, that therefore it may incite people to do something, but that's not true at all.
Oh, come on, Paul. That was my favorite movie.
Paul said that movie sucked. He's not a fan.
It wasn't my
Sherry
favorite movie,
Sherry said Kentucky was hit with a tornado. What state just got hit? I'm not sure. They told us we were supposed to have one, but I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, and if it happens, I know well. Why are we having tornadoes in January? Fuck if I know. Climate change. It's supposed to be snowing right now.
We got cows.
Paul said, I like the flying cow.
Another cow. I think that was the same one. I'm sorry. I love that movie.
I thought those natural disaster films are they're just funny to watch for me because people usually make the most illogical decisions in those films.
Oh, yeah.
Like The Day After Tomorrow, I was like, okay.
Once again, one of my favorite movies. I don't know why. I love the end of the world movies. I don't know why.
Special Sauce says Twister was based on a tornado, so yeah, I suppose it is. I suppose it is based on a true story. Like I said, I wasn't sure. Like I've seen it, but I probably watched it once and I barely remember it because I watched it so long ago. I love films about the mob. You know, Goodfellas. I love The Irishman. Godfather. Yeah. I like Godfather, but not as much as I like Goodfellas.
Oh no, yeah, Goodfellas was definitely good. I mean,
I think I like Goodfellas more because it shows the reality of what the mob actually was.
Yeah, right. Well, Godfather was more like the beginnings of the gangster movies. You know what I'm saying? Like it was showing how it all came to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you know anything, if you know the stories about the mob, you know that the mob influenced that film a lot because they didn't want their lives to be portrayed in that manner. So they portrayed in the manner they wanted people to perceive them in a positive light. But
Yeah.
Goodfellas is what the mob actually was.
Yeah.
And you got movies
Oh,
like
Casino.
Yeah.
Thank you, Special Sauce. Yeah.
I love Marty Scorsese. One of my other favorite movies is Raging Bull with Rob De Niro, Joe Pesci in it, the boxing film.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, Bronx Tale. Bronx
Bronx
Tale
Tale's
has a great fucking scene in that fucking movie.
No, that girl from Bronx Tale is still fine to this day. She's like 40, in her 40s or something.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver is one of my favorite. Oh man,
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm the only person here, so you must be talking to me. I also love how that movie Joker is basically just Taxi Driver with Joker in it. Even the director said it. I'm not making any statement that it's controversial, because even the director said he took a lot of inspiration from Taxi Driver, and you can just tell.
Yeah.
That movie was that movie was so good, man. Joaquin Phoenix is an absolute beast, dude. I'm telling you.
He's yeah. Is he a method actor? Like, does he do?
Oh, definitely. He looked like he lost like 60 pounds to get in that role. He looked emaciated, man. Christian Bale is another method actor.
He's really good.
Oh yeah.
Because he did a movie called the what's it called? The Mechanist. The Machinist. And he lost 60 pounds in that movie, and he literally looked like a freaking anatomy. He looked like anatomy chart. He was a skeleton. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
I haven't seen that one. Say it again. What was it?
It's called The Machinist.
No, I've seen the previews for it, but I haven't seen it.
Have you seen what he looks like in that? Bro, hold on. Let me put it on the screen and show y'all real quick. This shit is crazy, man. And I love horror film. My favorite kind of genre of film is psychological horror, psychological thriller. I like stuff that make you think, and it's like, yo.
Oh, I hate horror films. I like psychological thrillers, but I hate horror films.
I hate horror films now just because they all suck dick, man.
Well, I hate them because I don't like the whole fucking scare you. Like, I don't want to be scared.
Don't tell me you get scared, man. Come on, dog.
No, I don't. I don't watch them. I don't watch them, so I don't get scared.
Look, do y'all see this? That is Christian Bale in that movie.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. Jacob's Ladder is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Good.
This is Christian Bale, and he lost 60 pounds to get in this role. Look at this, man.
Good grief. Oh, my God.
And guess what happened after he did this movie? He went on to play Batman, and he had to get back into shape after that.
Jesus. Fuck that, man. Wow. Much respect to him.
Man, let me tell you something. 62 pounds.
Nope.
And I think they said his diet, that entire film process, his diet consisted of an apple a day.
Apple a day keeps the doctor away my ass.
Man. An apple a day keeps you in the fucking grave, man. Bro, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. They could have made a horror film out of him. I was like, how is it even possible for a human being to get that? Dude.
Looks like it must be a really good movie, though. He's really good.
No, it's a really good film. He's a great actor, man.
He is, though. He really is.
White Talker, you mentioned American Psycho earlier. That's another one of my favorite films. Let's see Paul Allen's business card. But
logical thriller, Machinist.
Yes, it is, and it's the ending. The ending, you'll go, oh my goodness, and it's one of those endings where you go. It's not like M. Night Shyamalan, The Sixth Sense was good, but after that, I think because everybody expected the twist at the end of movies, he started trying to put twists at the end of every movie. and it just stopped. It just lost its luster after a while. But it's one of those twists where you go, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Special Sauce say he looks like the Walking Dead for real.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
He said when you're so skinny, he said it's an amazing experience doing that when you're so skinny that you can hardly walk up a flight of stairs. He said you're like this being of pure thought. It's like you've abandoned your body. He said that's the most zen-like state I've ever been in my life. 2 hours sleep, reading a book for 10 hours straight without stopping. Unbelievable. You couldn't round me up. No roller coaster of emotions. Man, he actually liked damn near dying this entire time.
And still was able to act.
It's often said that you find enlightenment in suffering.
Right.
Because look at this. This is what he did. Because that movie came out in 2004. This is how he had to look for the role of Batman a year later. And people say that actors don't use steroids. Bullshit, man.
Right.
You can't go from that skinny into this kind of physique. There's no way. Not in that span of time. There's no way.
No.
Yeah, he also gained 43 pounds for American. Yeah, he's a crazy actor, dude. But I mean, when that's your life and that's your occupation, it's just what you got to do.
I heard that Matthew McConaughey lost a lot of weight for that movie, Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh yeah, I love Matthew McConaughey's accent, man. Matthew McConaughey, man. Yeah. High school girls.
I'm just sitting in this Lincoln, and I'm just enjoying the view.
Enjoying the view, man. He talks like a douche, but he's a pretty cool guy. Special Sauce said HGH, definitely some growth hormones involved in this. He gained a whopping 100 pounds. Yeah, no way. Yeah, then he played Dick Cheney.
Oh. I forgot about that one. Dude, they made Dick Cheney out to be the worst fucking dude in the world in that fucking movie, and it was like, damn, man, like,
I mean, he's not the worst, but he's pretty damn close.
It's like, come on, man, like, I understand. Okay, yeah, okay, I get it. He was a bad guy, but shit, like, really?
Yeah, sometimes when films are too biased, they kind of lose you don't want to watch it because you feel like you're watching. It's not neutral. It's not impartial.
Right. Like, come on, can we have?
I like films that kind of leave it at the viewer's discretion and say, "Well, you have to make a decision on how you feel about the character."
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
We're just gonna present whatever the character is and allow you to make your own decision.
Right.
Is that Bale talking?
Say what?
Was that Bale?
Pale?
Christian Bale?
Oh, Bale. Yeah. Talking about what? Sorry, man.
Oh no, that was me talking. You probably heard me.
Yeah, that was Brew. Oh, Clockwork Orange is a great film. I love Stanley Kubrick. He's one of my favorite directors. Him and David Lynch. Those are my favorite two directors. David Lynch is like watching David Lynch films are like watching a dream. Literally, I've never seen somebody capture the essence of a dream in a film before, but he does it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his work, but he did Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet. You gotta watch his stuff. You really won't understand it, but just watch it.
Blue Velvet's great.
Dude, it's amazing, man. But I'll be honest with you. If you ever try, I was like, if I ever tried to watch this while I was, on psychedelics, I probably would have lost my mind, man.
Probably already did lost your mind anyway. So yeah, it's all good at that.
Yeah, it's all good. Bro, I did when I was 16, from 14 to 18, I did so much LSD it wasn't even funny, man.
Those are the peak years.
What'd you say, White?
Those are the peak years.
Yeah, for real. Oh.
I had my summer of experimentation back.
No, well, I'm curious now, man, dude. The only drug I've ever done was weed. So LSD,
it's not even a drug.
Well, okay, there you go. So LSD, what is that like? Seriously.
Oh man, where do I start? Well, number one, I suppose it'd be different for every individual, but for me, when I did it, it just you feel euphoric, right? For some reason, I just feel like I wanted to dance. I just felt really, really euphoric. I felt really good, right? And I remember I got home that day and I was laying down. As I was laying down, I was looking at the ceiling. You know, my heart rate.
Wait, time out. So you started off doing it, and then you did something, and then you came home still on the drug, still
Mhm.
it's still with the
Well,
high.
there's what we call the peak. I hadn't hit the peak yet. So I was at
Oh,
so I was at the beginning. So it's a transition. So you go from you start, then you go to the peak. The peak probably lasts for about a good 4 to 5 hours, maybe. And then
okay.
then you get the down. You come down. That lasts for another. Then when you come down, you're like, okay, now I need to go to sleep. But
Okay, so you started it off, and then you came home, and you like hour, I don't know, 2 or 3, you came home, and then you laid down or whatever.
yeah, I was laying
What
down.
you're saying?
I was staring at the ceiling, and my heart is pounding. My heart rate is going up, and all of a sudden the ceiling just turned into these beautiful, vibrant colors. Man, they were pulsating, and it was just these colors. I was like, man, this is beautiful. And I looked at my TV, and my TV just melted. The screen was melted away. Yeah, it was mind blowing. It was pretty cool. Only problem with it though is that everything it's like your senses are heightened for some reason, or your senses are amplified, right?
So you can hear
Because
shit.
you can hear so aware. So I had on shoes. I didn't take my shoes off when I got home. I needed to go to the bathroom, but my shoelaces sounded so loud. I was looking down. I thought it was a rat on the floor because it sounded like small taps. Because my shoelaces were tapping against the hardwood floor. I was like, "The hell is that? There's rats on the floor. It's a mice somewhere." And the last thing you want is to be on a psychedelic hallucinogenic and to be anxious, because it can cause you to really have you can have a bad trip, man. That's why I never did it by myself. I mean, that's why I always did it by myself. I only did it with someone one time. And those were friends, so it wasn't bad. It was pretty fun. But because if somebody else is having a bad trip and they start to be around you, it'll make you anxious, and then you'll start to have it. And you're like, dude, get the fuck away from me.
Okay.
I also stared in the mirror for about 30 minutes. They said never look in the mirror when you're on. I did it, and then they were not wrong. I think one time I did it, I was listening to Miles Davis' Bitches Brew. I listened to that whole album in its entirety. And
what'd you see in the mirror?
I just saw myself. For some reason I was so intrigued I was just intrigued by that. I don't know why.
But it wasn't like anything crazy, like your face was like popping out of the mirror or anything. It was just
a little bit, yeah. And then I had to have a conversation with my grandmother, which was fun.
Oh God! Wow!
Because it was like I didn't notice. It was like 7. I had been awake for about 6 hours, and I didn't notice it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Because you can't go to sleep. I don't know who goes to sleep on that, but if they do, they're a better person than me. Because you cannot close your eyes. I've tried to. So many times I tried to close my eyes, and I was like, "Yo, I cannot." I don't even want to know what kind of dreams you have when you're on that psychedelics. I don't even want to know. You could have some wild shit, man. And I already have vivid dreams, so I don't even know. I didn't want to know what that was like. But yeah, my grandmother said, "Did you sleep good?" I said, "Nope." She said, "Why not?" I said, "I just can't sleep." And I walked back to my room and laid back down and watched anime for the rest of the night till I fell asleep.
Oh shit! You watched anime? Like that must have been a fucking trip in and of itself.
Well,
On
I was
LSD?
watching Death Note, which is my favorite anime, and I was for some reason I kept talking to the screen. Like I was talking to the screen, like, "Yeah, Light, what the fuck, bro?" I was like, "Man, Light, you letting L bitch you out, bro." Who's got the better deductive reasoning skills? You or L, man? Come on now. I had seen it already, but it was like I was watching it for the first time. DMT is something that I just don't think I'll ever do because I think I might see God. So I'm good on that. I think DMT will find its way to me if I ever need to do it, but I'm not looking for it.
Well, from what I've read, DMT is like what naturally your body produces naturally whenever you die, right?
Yes, it is. It's when people say they they life flash before their eyes. That's DMT being released.
Yeah, right.
So imagine you actually smoking it or ingesting it or any form.
Yeah, I've read a lot about it. I've read a lot about like people doing DMT and like how cool it is and all this other stuff. And I'm like, shit, man, you only get that chance once in your lifetime. Like if you're doing DMT, that's the artificial version of what happens. So,
Like
and
I said,
I'm not,
you
I'm not
might
knocking
literally see
anybody
God.
that does DMT, right? But I'm just saying, like, I personally would like to just go out naturally, you know. I don't know. That's just me.
Hey, this is funny, man. Sherry said, so unattractive to see an attractive person just talk about themselves with the corners of their mouth all foaming because they need a drink of water. Isn't wait a minute. You ever see those people those old people that always have that little that corner of spit on the side of their mouth, man? And you just look at them like, man, please wipe that shit from the corner. hey, do you know who Dwight is? The white around your lip, man. Dude, getting old is like, ugh. You ever see those old? You saw Bill Burr. So you ever see Bill Burr talk about those guys with that get old and they have like that permanent face of horror? Like, I've seen it and I don't know what. I was like, what the fuck was wrong with this dude, man? Did he have a stroke? Velasca said, "Are you reacting?" Nah, man, you missed that. That was like an hour ago.
Yeah, now we just bullshitting.
Yeah. Paul said, DMT is scary. I've done it several times. Each time I see the same alien language, geographic shapes, like a dimension that's always there, but I'm only getting a peek into. That sounds pretty intriguing. I'm talking about people who do cocaine or speed. Yeah, I don't know. Like, who does cocaine anymore? Was it 1985, man?
With the Trans Am, like
Right.
T-tops up, you know?
Dude. I don't understand those particular kind of drugs. I just never understand how people would do. I mean, drugs that make you, like smoking crack and things, freebase and all that stuff. Nah, I'm good.
All right, y'all. Time to hit the hay over here. I gotta get up kind of early.
Yeah, I'm about to get off here my damn self.
Yeah,
I didn't realize what time it is. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for coming. We're gonna do this again tomorrow, probably around the same time. But if y'all come, y'all come. If you don't, you don't.
Sounds good.
Anyway, fellas, man, y'all have a good night. God bless.
Sounds good, brother.
Deuces.
Peace out.
See you, man.
Special Sauce said this conversation's all over the place. Yeah, it's fun though. Good conversations, man. Hopefully some more people can come tomorrow. But I'm about to get off this as well, so hope y'all had a good time. Okay, it's a hell of a joke, Rick James. But I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side, man. Visionaries, I salute to you. My say best, never stress. My always do your very best. Live, love life, because wild life is beautiful. That's why I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side, baby. I'm out. This was fun. I really love this. Hopefully more people come tomorrow. Hopefully more people attend. I love to hear conversations from all you guys. Even if we don't converse, just come, say hi, hello. I like to hear everybody's voice. It's pretty fun, as you can see. And we'll do more music tomorrow. So, peace out. Deuces.